Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Legends of East and West. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of how Japan was ruled for over 700 years under the Shogunate system. The Shogunate was a samurai-led military government that held real political power, while the emperor remained a symbolic figure. This system began in the late 12th century and lasted until the mid-19th century. So, how did the shoguns manage to control Japan for so long? Our story begins with the Kamakura Shogunate, established in 1192 by Minamoto no Yoritomo after his victory in the Genpei War. This conflict between the Minamoto and Taira clans determined who would control Japan's future. With Yoritomo's victory, the emperor granted him the title of shogun, creating a system where the emperor remained a figurehead, and the shogun wielded actual power. Yoritomo established a military government in Kamakura, far from the imperial court in Kyoto. This government relied heavily on loyalty from the samurai, who were granted land and protection in exchange for military service. The Kamakura period was defined by Japan's shift toward a feudal society. The shogunate faced its most significant challenge with the Mongol invasions of 1274 and 1281. Kublai Khan, the Mongol emperor, sent large fleets to conquer Japan. Despite being outnumbered, Japan's samurai fiercely defended their homeland, aided by powerful typhoons known as kamikaze, or divine winds, that destroyed much of the Mongol fleet. This victory reinforced Japan's belief in its divine protection but also drained the Kamakura Shogunate's resources and weakened its authority. By 1333, internal rebellions led by Emperor Go-Daigo and Ashikaga Takagi overthrew the Kamakura Shogunate. Ashikaga Takagi established the Ashikaga Shogunate in 1336, ushering in the Muromachi period. Unlike the Kamakura government, the Ashikaga rulers set up their capital in Kyoto, close to the imperial court. Although Takagi initially sought to centralize power, the Ashikaga Shogunate struggled with internal conflicts. One of the most devastating events of this era was the Anin War, 1467–1477, a civil war that led to the Sengoku, or Warring States period. During this time, Japan became fragmented, with local warlords, or daimyos, battling for dominance. Despite the political chaos, the Muromachi period saw significant cultural advancements, including the development of no theater, the tea ceremony, and the spread of Zen Buddhism. After decades of war and instability, Japan began to unify under powerful daimyos like Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi. However, it was Tokugawa Ieyasu who would establish lasting peace. In 1600, Ieyasu defeated his rivals at the Battle of Sekigahara, solidifying his control over Japan. 3 years later, he was appointed shogun and established the Tokugawa Shogunate, with its capital in Edo, modern-day Tokyo. The Tokugawa Shogunate implemented strict measures to maintain control. Society was divided into 4 rigid classes: samurai, farmers, artisans, and merchants. The samurai, once warriors, became administrators and bureaucrats. The daimyos were required to participate in the Sankin Kotai system, which forced them to spend alternating years in Edo and leave their families there as hostages. This prevented rebellion and centralized power under the Tokugawa. One of the most significant policies of the Tokugawa Shogunate was Sakoku, or the isolation policy. Japan closed itself off from most foreign influence, allowing only limited trade with the Dutch and Chinese through the port of Nagasaki. This isolation lasted for over 200 years and helped preserve Japan's cultural and political stability. During this period, Japanese arts and culture flourished. Kabuki theater became popular, and ukiyo-e woodblock prints depicted scenes of everyday life, landscapes, and famous actors. By the mid-19th century, however, the Tokugawa Shogunate faced new challenges. In 1853, Commodore Matthew Perry of the United States arrived in Japan with a fleet of black ships, demanding that Japan open its ports for trade. The shogunate, recognizing its military inferiority, signed the Treaty of Kanagawa in 1854, opening Japan to foreign influence. This led to widespread discontent among the samurai and daimyos, who felt the shogunate had failed to protect Japan's sovereignty. Internal pressure continued to mount. The shogunate's authority weakened, and factions loyal to Emperor Meiji called for the restoration of imperial power. The Boshin War 1868–1869 broke out between shogunate forces and imperial loyalists. The imperial side emerged victorious, leading to the official abolition of the shogunate. Emperor Meiji was restored to full power, and Japan began a period of rapid modernization and industrialization known as the Meiji Restoration. The legacy of the shogunate era still resonates in Japan today. Samurai culture, with its emphasis on honor, loyalty, and discipline, has become deeply ingrained in Japanese society. The Tokugawa period's emphasis on order and tradition also shaped modern Japan's cultural identity. While the shogunate system may have ended, its impact is still felt in everything from Japan's arts and architecture to its national pride. That wraps up our journey through the 700-year rule of Japan's shogunate. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories from the legends of East and West. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.